It was the first time in several years that the opening of St. Lucia Jazz was held outside of Marcia. A low crowd turnout was disappointing for the organizers, the Fordor Development Foundation. Officials say the crowd at Saturday's launch was the smallest ever registered for a Fordor Jazz event. Secretary of the Fordor Development Foundation, Sikadura Arce, says the group had planned for a greater showing.
We are a bit disappointed because in the previous years they've been coming in quite early. But we know that these days maybe they have some other stuff to do, and because of the number of artists that we have, they may choose to come a bit later. Well, we want Fordor Jazz to become the main stage jazz, and we're working towards that. Okay, although it may never become a reality, but we are pushing, and as you can see from today, our lineup, and we are moving to higher heights.
The switch from Marcia to Fordor was not received well by some patrons and politicians. But Tourism Minister Alan Chastanet says from all indications, the venue change did not affect the event's quality. He says the opening unfolded in keeping with the plan and vision of tourism officials.
I hope that people understand that really I've come in and I've just really said $6 million to spend on the Jazz Festival is too much money. And we cut it back to $4.5 million. And what we've decided to do is that really the tourist board's role is to keep the core event going. And I think it's really the private sector that needs to step to the plate and do the periphery. And unfortunately, last year the Chamber of Commerce did Marcia. They wanted us to put $150,000 this year into it. I could not justify that. And the event took place here instead. So it really is not, some people are trying to suggest it's political. Actually has nothing to do with that.
First National Bank has supported Fordor Jazz for 3 consecutive years and was the presenting sponsor for the launch. Sponsorship amounted to $50,000. The bank's projects and services manager, Robert Favrier, says the support was aimed at giving back to the society.
We feel as a local bank, we're the first indigenous bank on the island. This year we're celebrating 70 years of service to St. Lucia. And as a community bank, we felt it necessary to support the foundation in bringing jazz to the entire community of the East Coast, because Mabia Valley is part of the East Coast of St. Lucia. And of course, in also maintaining the historical park. As you know, Fordor is a historical park. And as you can see, the ambience is fantastic, the weather is great, and there is no way we would not support an event like that.
Fordor Jazz has become a staple on the jazz calendar. The event receives support from several corporate citizens, along with the Cuban and Mexican governments. Shannon LeBon, HTS News, Channel 4.